In a remote African village nestled between lush green mountains and flowing rivers lived a girl named Asiya. Her skin was dark, but her heart was as pure and radiant as spring water. She taught village children, cared for the elders, and loved nature deeply. Her eyes sparkled with dreams of a love that would rise above color, caste, and creed. One day, a foreign convoy arrived in her village. Among them was a young white man named David, the heir to a wealthy estate in a faraway land. He had come with his father to acquire land, but fate had planned something else for him. The moment David laid eyes on Asiya, he was captivated. She looked like a princess, graceful, radiant, and full of depth. Her simplicity, her gentle smile, and the wisdom in her eyes enchanted him. As days passed, their meetings turned into conversations, and those conversations turned into love. One day, David proposed to her. The villagers were stunned, yet delighted. A rich white man wanted to marry their humble village girl. It was like a fairy tale. But far away, in David's homeland, his family was already sharpening the edges of a cruel reality. After the wedding, David brought Asiya back to his country, to a grand, towering white palace. Asiya felt like she had stepped into a dream. David loved her deeply, and Asiya had left everything behind to be with him. But every beautiful story hides a shadow. David's mother, Margaret, his father, Charles, and his sister, Emily, never accepted Asiya. They looked down on her, calling her inferior, mocking her background and skin color. Even the palace servants learned from their disdain, treating Asiya as less than royalty. She endured it all silently, out of love. David tried to stand up for her, but his family's hatred was poison. It seeped into everything. Years later, Asiya gave birth to a son, Alan. With warm brown skin and curly hair, he resembled his mother. Asiya's entire world became her child. David, too, adored him, but the cracks in their world grew deeper. The silence of the palace turned into whispers, into a plot. One day, Asiya was poisoned. Margaret, Charles, and Emily had conspired together. Her death was made to look like an accident. The world was told she had died of a heart attack. David was devastated, but he never stood against his family. He buried Asiya quietly and retreated into silence. Years passed. Alan grew up. He looked more and more like his mother every day. One day, while exploring the old parts of the palace, Alan found Asiya's diaries, her photos, and her final letters. He began to uncover the truth. A faithful servant had secretly recorded conversations, whispers that revealed everything. It was the right thing. We couldn't let darkness stain our white blood. Alan's heart shattered. He went to his mother's grave for the last time. He placed his hand on the cold stone and wept. Then he wrote a final letter. Mother, you weren't just black. You were more beautiful than all the colors combined. If this world couldn't accept you, then maybe I don't want to be part of it either. That night, Alan took his own life. David found the letter. He screamed. He cried. But it was too late. The end. They say that on some quiet nights, when the wind blows across the roof of the White Palace, a black silhouette and a little boy can be seen laughing in the breeze, then fading into the sky. Perhaps Asiya and Alan are finally free, in a world where color means nothing, and love is all that matters.